Hello, everyone.
Hello there.
Last week, this time, we were right at the end of our preparations for the contemplative gathering
Yeah,
that
the
we.
soup was already warming up.
Yes, yes. And everything was in place in Browns, our venue over the weekend, and
Mm.
so on. So we thought of looking back on the contemplative gathering, the first that we held last week from the 8th, the Friday, to the 10th, the Sunday. When we planned the contemplative gathering, we chose that particular weekend or that date,
Mm.
the 9th of August, because that is a public holiday. And when it falls over a weekend or close to a weekend, that creates a long weekend.
Mm.
And then we can use that. It makes it easy for people traveling. And we had people traveling from the Vaal Triangle, people from the Midlands, people from Pretoria, Gauteng. So that helps them in their travel
Mm.
arrangements and so on. But this year, the public holiday fell on a Saturday, so it was, for all practical purposes, neutralized.
Yeah, it was a normal length
Yes.
weekend, which I think wasn't a bad idea for the first one. It wasn't such a big group. We were about 26 people, nice core group. And the logistics around a group that size was not for us too difficult. We could
Mm.
manage that in terms of food and preparations and meals and that type of thing. So that worked really well. Um,
And the
and
idea behind, again, why we
yeah,
we
so
thought.
we chose the theme belonging because that was, I think, our main motivation was to create a space where people that has come across a contemplative spirituality or is living contemplatively and that really feels lonely in their settings where they live. They might not know other people on that journey, and to create a space where people can come together and meet each other
Mm.
and talk about that way of life and I think that was something that really could happen over the weekend.
Yes, and he did.
It did. The social gatherings was lovely. The meals together. Um, we mainly had the sessions in the big group, and it was a very spontaneous. People were spontaneously participating in the conversations, and it
Mm.
was really. It felt hearty. It felt congenial. It was really just such um, a feeling of homecoming in
Mm.
a we're now giving our own review, but I think that was my feeling of it
Mm.
from my point as a organizer. And often I'm so nervous about things, but I could really relax into the energy of the
Yo.
weekend, of the program, of the people that attended.
Yes, yes. And it was cold.
It
Uh,
was cold, yes,
uh,
as was expected, and people we were really impressed that people would come, and they actually did
mm,
come. And um, I think it's part of the story to go and tell
mm.
that it was cold. We made fire in the fireplace where we held our sessions. Most of the guest houses and the restaurants has fireplaces or stoves that they keep running over the winter period. So, um, yeah, somebody said she's going away. She was cold, but her heart is warm. So,
Yes.
it was really um, it leaves one with a good feeling afterwards.
Very, very
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And when we talk of contemplative spirituality, it boils down to a life of listening,
Mm,
a life where you create space for silence
mm,
as part of that listening, to live as aware as possible, to live with awareness, um, to live close to nature, um, not to be so trapped in your mind and thoughts and so on, but being open for experiences and what announces itself uh, beyond words.
It's
And
not so much about getting new or more information.
yes, and when we talk about all these things, we have to be honest and we have to say, to a large degree, and I think that's also the reason why a lot of people on the contemplative journey feel alone, because the general feeling in culture is not that.
Mm.
Uh, it is quick pace. It is
Results.
results.
Yeah.
It's all that. So it's, to a large extent, it's almost the opposite of this. So one feels a little bit outside of that. And then also, on reflecting this weekend, one tends to fall back and use the same yardstick
Yeah.
or
Criteria.
criteria that one usually uses when you evaluate anything within culture and so on. So when people say, "So how was it?" one feels to say, "Well, there were so many people, and
We did all of this.
and we did all of
Yeah.
this."
And those people were the
Presenters.
presenters, and it was great to have those people.
Sharon Grissendorf, who did a session on contemplative living, on which she wrote a book, and she had the book there. And Barry van der Merwe, who was for many years the retreat master at Origins. He was there the weekend and he did the Teze service the Saturday evening and the church service on the Sunday. So wonderful people, but they won't object when we say it wasn't their input as such that made it contributed.
Of course, and it wasn't about having well-known
No.
people. It was about having people with that actively living that spirituality and sharing that.
Exactly.
And the fact that they are names that one are privileged to have doesn't make it. If we work with those criteria,
Yes.
they wouldn't even care if we mentioned them or not.
So in a sense, it is almost difficult to report on the weekend. It's not a marketing strategy, but in all honesty, we have to tell you, you had to be there to experience it.
Yeah, because I think
It's really
the one thing that really stood out for me was a feeling of aliveness. Very much an aliveness and sharing.
And tapping into a stream of energy.
Yes, the energy was really wonderful. And
an excitement.
And honest. People could honestly say what their frustrations are and share in the experiences in it. And this was in the big group. So there was really a sense of safety, feeling of safety in the group.
Yeah.
So really from I think from our side, we loved it. I can generally be very nervous when I'm the organizer, and I could relax into that energy. It was wonderful.
They were so helpful, the people.
Yeah, and helpful. And our trip to the Blue Cranes wasn't that successful in the sense that, again, criteria. The Blue Cranes didn't roost at that specific
and they were
pond.
There in the week before.
They were there 3 days before, but they weren't there that Sunday morning.
Yes.
But there were 2 Mahems and a Blue Crane that called, and it was a beautiful sunrise and a lovely moment as well. So one should never try and order nature. Like somebody said, you can't order nature, but you can be part of what was happening. So that was lovely.
So really a very, very good weekend.
Mm.
A deep, grounding experience. So please take note, put that on your diary. Next year, the 9th of August.
Will be from the 7th till the 10th then, a long weekend.
Yeah, it will be a long weekend because the contemplative gathering here in Wakkerstroom will be over that weekend. So diarize that, please. And if at all possible, we'll send notifications through early
Well
next
in
year.
advance.
And then please make a note. And if you can come, it's really a wonderful experience.
Yeah, we're looking forward already.
Yeah. So in the meantime, keep well. And next week we'll chat again.
Keep well, everyone. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.